with you. Okay, so last week we talked about the Vivaldi, the Four Seasons concerto. This week we will continue to introduce this pop singers called Soda Stream. They have this project Vivaldi, okay, 苏打绿的维瓦蒂计划. So, before we start, I would ask you to introduce Soda Green for a little bit and type your answers on Zubio. Okay, so in 2009, Soda Green released their fifth album, The Spring Sunlight. 春日光，这是他们第5张专辑. They launched a large-scale international music program called the Vivaldi Project, sort of respect to the work of Vivaldi. Okay, 展开了跨国的音乐计划. So they record 4 albums in 4 cities with the theme of the 4 seasons. 好，那他们就分别呢在4个城市录制了4张专辑. For example, Spring in Taichung, Summer in London, Fall in Beijing, and Winter in Berlin. So this album led them nominated for the 21st Golden Melody Awards, so which includes the Best Mandarin Album, 最佳国语专辑, Best Band, 最佳乐团, Best Lyrics, 最佳作词, Best Composition, 最佳作曲, and also the Best Album Producer, 最佳专辑制作人奖. Kind of a winner, right? Okay, so this is the first movement called the Spring. It was released in 2009 in May, and the featured city is Taichung. So they shoot the film in Taichung, and the music style in this piece is the warm folk songs. So you will hear those folk music style, 民谣风. And for the singer's hair color will be pink. So when you watch the video, you could pay attention to Qingfeng's hair. He got the pink hair, okay? And the main god is Pan, Mu Shen. So I'm going to read through this passage for you. Before the snow melts, the Pan boarded the spring train, and sunlight between us stopped at various stations. 1,000 fountains, a symphonic dream arose from another dimension. After the fun, go home early. And we will listen to this piece, the class. And the summer, it was released in 2009. The featured city is London. As for the music style, it's a rock music, so you will feel very, very passionate, okay? So the singer's hair color becomes green, 绿色的. The main god in this piece is Dionysus, 酒神 Dionysus. Okay, again, I'm going to read these sentences for you. So the applause fades, and his submarine, Cicada, stops, surrounded by the Imperial, Gordon, Peter, and the wolf, dancing, sleepless, frenzy, incitement, the near future. Okay? So Qingfeng wrote those words in Chinese, of course, but I was just translated to the English version, okay? So Qingfeng is very, very talented. Okay, so this is summer, and then the fall. So it released in 2013. The featured city is Beijing, and the musical style, it's a sad poems, 比较悲伤的诗歌. And the singer's hair color is maple red. And the main god is Demeter, 丰收女神。Okay, so it all started with a fallen leaf. When I'm alone, I miss you so much. On wings of litter, every day is sunny. After saying goodbye, we traveled a light year before meeting again. Venus, the last little star in your heart. Okay? Okay, this is fall. And the last movement is winter. It released in 2015 in November. And the featured city is Berlin. The music style is sort of mixture, fusion of symphony and pop. So in this piece, you will see there's an orchestra. And also at the same time, you will see there's a rock band that performed by Soda Green. So they both was showing on stage. Okay, and the hair color is icy blue gray. And the main god is the myth of Sisyphus. Okay. Okay, so a heartwarming melancholy and accusation against a murderer. The horizon. We don't understand the museum and Chernowyl's dream. On a rainy night, he raised his right hand and called out names. Everyone, the scenery beyond the wall, unfinished, must keep singing. Okay, so this is winter. All right, so I will ask you to write something for me. Okay, so which movement do you like in Soda Green's project, Vivaldi? And the second question is, which composer do you like most, Vivaldi or Soda Green? What are the differences between those two pieces? 的两件作品，它们差别在哪？ Alright, so let's continue to the next chapter, the music in life, part 2. So let's talk about secret in physics. So can we hear sounds with our ears, but see them through our eyes? 就是声音可以用耳朵听嘛，那它可以用眼睛去看嘛？ So the answer is yes. So scientists discovered the sound vibrations will create waves. And so they invented the phonograph. Phonograph 就是留声机 to record the sound wave. So who invent the phonograph? It's Edison's assistant called Crucy. So in this picture, in the right, in your left side, here's Edison, who was invented the light bulb. And Crucy, he invented the phonograph. Okay, 就是他的助理发明留声机。So he was using tinfoil to record sound waves, and then play back through a machine, so you could hear those music or those sounds. Okay, let's talk about the relation between the sound wave and the pitch. So here is the relation. The denser the sound waves, the higher the pitch. 就是它的声波越密集 just like the picture and the top. 越密集，它的声音就越高。So in the opposite way, the sparser the sound waves, the lower the pitch. 那它如果越低沉的话，它的这个声波就比较稀疏一些，所以可以看到它的密度的差别。Okay. Alright, so I will show you this. Okay, I prepared 2 music videos. So after listening to those 2 music, you need to tell me which picture do video 1 and video 2 represent. Say A or B. Okay. So next, I'm going to talk about the opera, since we mentioned those 2 music example. So the opera, it combines music, drama, literature, dance, and costumes. 那歌剧就结合音乐、戏剧、文学、舞蹈跟服装。So it is a stage play that uses singing to express the plot， 要透过歌唱来表达它的剧情。And the lyrics are mostly in Italian, German, and French. Lyrics 就是它的台词，剧本呢大部分都是这3国语言。Since those opera composers are from those countries, okay? So one of the most important opera is Magic Flute that was composed by Mozart, okay? So the Magic Flute, it's a story about the magic fruit that is drawn from a mythology. 素材是取自神话。So after 2 days rehearsal, the premiere was conducted by Mozart himself. 首演是莫扎特自己指挥的。So this was also his last opera composed a year before his death. 也死前最后一部歌剧。死前1年创作。During the time, he was suffered from poverty and illness. 这个贫病交加。And you know, in this Magic Flute, there's the most famous scene. It's called the Queen of the Night. I believe you have heard this piece many, many times. 夜后 It was alluded to his mother-in-law. So mother-in-law means 岳母. Which means that Mozart probably really afraid of his mother-in-law. So that's why he was shaping this model to the Queen of the Night. Okay? Okay, so the plot. So the story took place in ancient Egypt. So you can see in the picture, there's a Prince Tamino. He will take his magic fruit, magic wand, and bird catcher to rescue princess. So the bird catcher, there's 2 classic characters called the Papageno and Papagena. As you can see the picture in the top. Okay, so bring those cute little birds to rescue the princess Pamina. Okay, and in the journey, they are trying to uncover the true face of the Queen of the Night. 揭穿夜后的真面目。Okay, so the Queen of the Night is from Mozart's opera, The Magic Flute. So the Queen of the Night is probably the most prominent character in Magic Flute. So this is also a coloratura, soprano aria. So coloratura 就是花腔女高音. And it is the most difficult coloratura soprano excerpt in history. 史上最难唱的. So in this video, you can see the Queen of the Night. She will give her daughter Pamina a dagger and warn him and threaten her to kill Zarathustra. So Zarathustra, he is a priest trying to protect the world. Okay. So she scored it, Princess Pamina, and claims that the priest Zarathustra was the bad side, but in fact, it's opposite. The Queen of the Night, it's a dark side. Okay. All right, so let's talk about relations between sound wave and volume. So the larger of the vibration, the louder the sound. The smaller the vibration, the quieter. 好，就振幅越大呢，它声音就越大；振幅越小，它的声音就越小声。And next, I'm going to talk about the tuning. So this is also related to physics. So before an orchestra performing, the performers, the orchestra members, they will tune their instrument. 他们会调音. So this is related to the frequency. So frequency 就是频率相关. Usually, they will have oboe player to place the note A at 440 hertz. 好，用双簧管去演奏。拉这个音. The oboe's tone is penetrating, allowing it to stand out in the orchestra. 因为它的声音就是穿透力比较好，所以就容易脱颖而出. So also its temperament 它的音律 is very, very stable. So the consistent pitch of each instrument create a more harmonious sound. 好，为什么要调音？这样大家乐器的音准一致呢，演出上会更和谐。However, if you have attended the choir, there's no oboe player in the choir. So how can we tune? We can either use the piano, tuning flute 就是音叉, or tuning fork. Tuning fork 是音叉，tuning fork 是那个调音笛。Okay, so I'm going to skip those video. Okay, so Florence Foster Jenkins. It's a biography film released by Paramount Pictures in 2016. So it tells the story of Florence Foster Jenkins. So it's Mrs. Jenkins' story. She's a New York socialite, but her singing skills need to improve. But she was aspired to become an opera singer. So she was known for her lack of rhythm, pitch, and technique. 她唱的真的不怎么样，但是她非常有自信，想要成为一位歌剧的歌手。She was born into a wealthy family. Her parents passed away a long time ago when she was a little kid, which left her a large amount of fortune. 就给她很多的财富了。So she started her singing career. So totally, she released 5 albums, and also she was just about entertaining the public. 总共发行了5张专辑。Okay. All right, and next I'm going to talk about the organ. It got 2,200 years of history. It is the world's largest music instrument. 体积最大的乐器。With the widest range of frequency， 同时也是音域最广、频率最广的一个乐器。It got different lengths of pipes which can produce different pitches。那它就是有长短不一的 pipes， 就是那个音管所组成，所以它就可以演奏不一样的音高。The largest organ in the world is Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall in New Jersey。这个是目前世界上最大的管风琴。It was built in 1930. Totally, it got 7 layers of the keyboard. Okay, 1,477 stops and 33,112 pipes. Pipes 就是那个音管啊 ，stops 就是音栓 ，keyboard 就是它的键盘。So this for some special organs. So for example, like Macy's organ in Philadelphia, it was built in 1904 with 6 keyboards and over than 28,000 pipes. 好，那 amazing, right? If you go to the Macy's is sort of a department store. You could look at this amazing organ, okay, inside the department store. And as the world's oldest organ is Notre Dame de Sion in Switzerland. So it was built in 1435. So it is the world's oldest organ. 好，世界上最古老的管风琴在这个教堂。And there's one, like the most unique organ, as the Disney Hall organ in the United States. 那这个右边这张图 in your bottom side. It's the most unique, very like modern style organ. 特殊造型的。So this is Wei-Wing, Asia's largest pipe organ. Okay. So I will use 姜老师. She got the chance to interview this organist that was working in Wei-Wing and show us how to perform the organ. Okay. And this is 姜老师. She is a Taiwanese pianist and also a music influencer, KOL. With a bold personality, she was graduated from Donghai University, the Department of Music. So in 2017, she and Eric, a flute player, founded a music platform called LOL, 小哈哈, a YouTube channel. So they try to promote the music in a humorous and easy to understand way. So in 2020, Jiang launched her personal platform called 我是姜老师. So her fans are known as 姜丝. Okay? All right, so I'm going to stop here. See you.